Good evening, viewers. This is Deepika Lingdor, bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya from Bosco Media Network. Let us first have a look at the headlines for today. Meghalaya government to set up 2 Indo-Israeli centers for excellence for horticultural development. HNYF Women's Wing held a meeting to discuss the issue of the Ichamati. Uranium is a rainbow serpent, Reverend P. B. M. Basayamai. And NEA seeks application for Ayurveda and homeopathy for 2020-2021. And now the news in detail. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today informed that Meghalaya will set up 2 Indo-Israeli centers of excellence for horticulture development in the state. Talking to the media after Indo-Israeli collaborative horticulture projects in Meghalaya at Hotel Pinewood in Shillong, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said, one center will be set up in Khasi Hills and another in Garo Hills at an estimated cost of over 10 crore rupees each. Sangma also said Israel will help the farmers of the state with the technology to improve productivity. The Chief Minister also said the Israel agricultural scientists will provide all the technological know-how to the farmers of the state that are suitable to the local climatic conditions of the state.
But obviously there will be a lot of stress on our local indigenous fruits. We as a government are very keen to ensure that the uniqueness of the produce that we have, which may not be available in other parts of the world, could be of high value somewhere in the world. So it's really an open-ended question, but we will do what is in the best interest of the farmer.
Sharing his opinion, an Israeli ambassador, Dr. Don Kalka, said Israeli scientists do have the various technologies that will suitably apply to the local conditions.
To bring it to optimization, we need to build something that is tailor-made. So we are going to overview and to analyze the conditions that are there with every farmer, what is his challenges, what is relative advantage, and to work on that. And if it demands new crops, so it will be new crops. If it will just advance of current crops, that's what we'll do. So it will be tailor-made. This is the best way to bring to optimizations under the constraints that are there. There are many constraints, but once we realize the relative advantage, working with the farmer and adjusting the solution and the model for his conditions, tailor-made, this is what will bring the profit and the objective that we are looking for. I'm very pleased to come to this lovely state, and today is a really special milestone when the state of Meghalaya is becoming part of the family of the states that are part of the Indo-Israeli agriculture project, which is a very successful project. We have now in this project 29 functioning centers of excellence all over India. In these centers, we bring our latest technologies, practices, advanced systems that we use for advanced agriculture and water management. So now we just discussed a very constructive discussion, and we're starting the process, of course, with the participants and the cooperation of the government, the federal government of India. And we'll start initiating centers of excellence here in Meghalaya. And we're going to bring the best experts from Israel with the latest technologies and to build a tailor-made program for advancing and sharing our practices and experience with the farmers of Meghalaya. Give us the precise view of the field so we can really analyze by the accuracy of pixels what is the situation in every field, and to analyze and calculate exactly the amount of water, fertilizers, nutrition that we need in order to utilize and to get the best that we can get from every land and every farm. And this is what we do. This is technologies that are taken from the defense sector, from space technology sectors, and are implemented in agricultural equipment in order to utilize and to make the maximum that we can do with the conditions that we have. Today, we came with a delegation of experts from Israel to work and discuss and start a new way of developments. So we came to talk about agriculture, developments of centers of excellence, just to accept farmers that will come and will share with us their conditions, their challenges, and then we learn what they need, and then we'll see how we can implement and adjust the technologies that we already use and invent and we found very useful, and to adjust them to the needs of the farmers here, to be tailor-made.
An international anti-uranium mining activist and an ardent advocate for clean energy, Reverend P.B. Embassy today expressed deep appreciation to landowner Spility Lingdor Langrin and her daughters for their unwilling to part their land at Kileng Pendeng Soyong Mautaba in southwest Khasi Hills at an exorbitant price of over rupees 40 crore. Reverend Basaimoit said he was one of the passionate anti-uranium mining activists not only in Meghalaya but also around the globe. But it all depends on the landowners so as to whether or not they give their land for this purpose. He said that the initial state, former Meghalaya legislator of Sorangkham Assembly constituency, Sanbor Lingdor, was then very enthusiastic about uranium mining in West Khasi Hills, as uranium mining in the state would provide employment opportunities, including enhancing the economic conditions of the people. Reverend Basaimoit said Sanbor Lingdor immediately changed his mind after he managed to convince him of all the ill effects on life, animals and environment. He termed uranium as rainbow serpent that should be left untouched for what reasons it may be. Reverend Basaimoit said uranium mining for whatever purpose should be avoided and clean energy like wind, solar and hydro should be utilized for generating power.
Because nuclear energy is not a renewable energy, it's neither a clean energy. After you process it, then it may become clean. But in the processing, right from the mining, until you get that refined atomic plant, nuclear plant, how many people are going to suffer, are going to die? And not only die instantly, but it takes years. Even genetic mutation takes place, which some scientists are denying that fact. So, if you want clean energy, it is solar energy and wind energy, not nuclear energy. So don't say nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. There is no peace once you start mining of uranium. As the indigenous communities of Australia said, uranium is a rainbow serpent. It is meant to sleep for ages and ages, but don't disturb its sleep. Once you disturb the sleep of the rainbow serpent, then you have to pay hell. There is no way to repay the damage it will cause, the disaster it will cause. So we go with the indigenous people of Australia. Let uranium lie down there. It has got its work to do there. Maybe to fertility down there, because it's mixed up with different minerals and different chemicals down there. You cannot isolate it alone and produce either what you call as nuclear energy for electricity or nuclear weapons, nuclear missiles. So that is our stand. If we know wherever it happens, we will join with others in solidarity. And my friends also will be in solidarity with us.
After the Ishamati's issue re-emerged recently, the Nyotreb National Youth Front Women's Wing on Tuesday conducted a meeting in Usosotham Auditorium to discuss on the issue that has really stirred up the feelings of the people in the state. In the meeting, women from all walks of life attended to show their concern and with one voice stood together to fight the ones who tried to disrupt the peace and harmony in the state. The organization condemned such act and reiterated that the government should find and punish the three who dare to disrupt peace in the state, stating that the locals are ill-treating the Hindus residing in Ichamati, where in reality the locals are the victims in the Ichamati incident in which one of the KSU members lost his life. Srimati B. Jarwa said, those who went to submit the complaint letter to the governor had done so without any solid ground. She further said, for decades, the non-tribal have been residing peacefully and they have a proper place for business. Jarwa further said, how are the tribal to be blamed when they say that the tribal had ill-treated the non-tribal anywhere in the state, be it in Police Bazaar or Yodo? Most of the shops are of the non-tribal, the one who are in the footpath are the tribal people. But talk about the tribal, we don't see any of the locals from here to set up their business anywhere outside the state except here in the state itself.
Kajingsa leben, kata kajingsa kani ben, ya kita kiai kumbaki batai, ban cek wat cek selar, ngi badai hong kitrai kasih trai melong, ngi leben, gamdai kajing leben, ngi dibantiak, baki beriu kidai ki belawan, haus nem ayu lani hau gunai ayu. Nomor kum bajiahi nadu pengiyo Kristen lakajam nadu Islam nyopo ar tekum yo gitu kiburu kibawan hadian yang nampu diangsu don kam bansek banlah ya kajing sisa hinten safang ka kam bela ka kam sni hamni aku wasit ni khaya juni baro dijak benriu kinyo lot nrai khanduna ki kasih jungi bakin lek tangan ni aku asam ro bakin lek kamai jahro kin namla bansam watang patru hai bilang kita ki jak benriu ki wei bansalia ben bako pinpai hayam molong ni pinpai ko pis bajar dan kan ki wei ki jak benriu kasih jungi sam sepat tinggi laban ai mana kan bisa re kata tentang kerugian ubia hakimar ki maka ki basam dukan ki beri jungi apa putpat dilebai mana le mengi nganum nyo keteng ngano tangki bayar untuk kita kesusu deh mereka berpikiran apa kami dia ki omba ki kuangan salen ni kasih jungi lada dei puri abang kau jong kasken Meghalaya tiu de banuan aku Meghalaya in banuan salen boleh ipan sekal kata hangku melako ki kerteng jong gitu ki breu boleh pun kita rene ki long kami mana berpelan di sosial media mangidai ki breu ki ba iban jeng breu ndrei hangi melako ki jeng breu ki basam kisuk kumbangran ni nong kami vice president jengi mana ya ilakran dah hindiru kenang bagi kita jendru kensoso dengar dengan kerana kasih nama arba aku aman penyosnya nama arba ya snow po YouTube ukuran kasih berak ni guru tildang anak dan kerana kasih ulama di kau kasih boleh upat sekal kata wali Bosco Media banyak hendak dengan serai konsernan kami jomir dan ni bawa bani kendo batu lada kajing bhane ban saya suknoro ni keloi.
The villagers of Maupen today went to express their dissatisfaction over the appointment of the acting local head who was appointed without the consent of the public. On this matter, the people of Maupen requested the district council to conduct the election at the earliest for appointment of the new full-fledged local head of the village. Speaking to the media, the people of Maupen expressed that they have no choice but to turn to KHADC for help since the CM did not pay attention to their plea, but instead reappointed the ex-headman who was removed before without consent of the village members and forcibly ordered the village members to submit the important documents. The executive member of the council who is in charge of the Maupen Ilaka, Jamborwar, had assured the villagers to look into the matter and solve the issue at the earliest.
Awak namangi dan ka keruk ka keram pokok senang jungi ma akabaya dei ba ka jingjit acting rang ba senang dengi kong ba senang ni so tana dia ka jingjit jong sien abangi khat ya ungi kerpa di hu bawan tembe ya ki jing pakala la ni ki keram pokok ba senang andrai yo sngo pat yau dengi kong ba senang ngim ban se ni haban pha sa ka district council ma ban pen iye ki jing jungi ki jing kendo jungi pokok ba senang ka jungi na maria mentah ya ka senang jungi kamtan kacing sok mereka kan kenrum kan ramah tiba nagaliang ka district council lu kalau orang yang iba kan sa simkia ya kini ki kam ki jam ki bare hako senang jungi batkin saya lihat kan bala ban penbeng tangkum ta
lamar bau ni acting bangi kum ka senang eksekutif harim yang man yang sok mohon balale dubor dan bono usim yang takadau usim perlu acting ipan ikut kislan juga senang. Hari ini katkum garol juga senang open, ikut kislan open. Ni hadin Meghalaya banjir orang macam senang matmai deha kata kapur gen kador banyak IT ikut kislan. Hari uan ban post ini ban omba IT lo ikut kislan. Nama babung ni mohon ni atau acting bawa usuji sop-sop ni kata-kata. Dia nak kata ini acting macam senang manusia. Kalau orang macam senang teng barim. Tambah dah kejinglek bakal pokok senang sistem pola sak kerja. Laksa weng no na kamrang machnong tamanta rajin diang do usim ni mon nim hon
Dari kita iba ang
damai ba no sinam usim udai tam unang aisanat
Maka jengkua jongki galong ba kikwa ya u nang ba sino ba pan nomor kum makalong usim u la thung acting ya u na du ngai mat nomor ba ka tem jong urang ba sino u berem ka kut Pembek ban pelong election ka witrik march arajar arpo mereka wando ke COVID-19 la sangat no mla ban pelong kuma tip barok ula thung acting no henry ki pai ba jong sinong pada kim hun yu to acting de yang takadau na kaliang jong ki nong sok sinong tat ba mata ke wan ni yang bangi ngi tengim kwa acting ku adu rang ba sinong na kaliang jong ni kata ni sim kia yen sa ikran ni usim ba ni sai penbek nang ni.
The Northeastern Institute of Ayurveda and Homeopathy, NEIHA, in Shillong is going to admit 63 candidates for Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, and Bachelor of Homeopathic. 31 seats will be for Northeastern States quota and 1 seat is for foreign national. Medicine and Surgery courses for the academic session 2020-2021. Out of the 63 seats, 31 will be for All India National Quota. All India Quota seats will be directly filled by the Ministry of Ayush via centralized counselling to be notified by the Ministry to its website. Foreign national seats will be filled up with Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Applications are hereby invited only for Northeastern States Quota. Candidates who qualified NEET 2020 and desirous of taking admission in NEA under Northeastern States Quota except Assam for the above-mentioned courses may access the prescribed application form and information brochure from the Institute's website www.neih.nic.in. Let us have a glimpse of the COVID-19 updates for today. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.